So I typically walk with my dog on the left side of me, but if you like to have your dog on your right side, then you're just going to reverse everything that I say. So with my dog on my left side and my treats on my left side, because I want my treat to be on the same side as the dog, I hold my leash on my right. When I hold my leash, I like to use my thumb as an anchor through the loop, and then I can coil up any excess that there might be for the leash, and I'm holding onto it like a handle. Now, when I'm walking a dog, especially a bigger or stronger dog, I want to make sure I'm using my full body strength and my core, because if I have my arm all the way out here and my dog starts pulling me, I don't have any sort of balance to rely on if my arm is further outstretched. So my hand with my leash is pretty much glued right to my hip for the entire walk, because I'm not using my leash to move my dog around or control where he's going. The leash is simply my tether, so I keep my leash hand right by my side, and that way I can use my balance and my core when I'm walking a bigger dog. So my dog is on my left. Like I said, my treats are on my left because I want to be able to treat and reward my dog on the same side here. Good. Because if I always reward on that one same side, that is where my dog is most likely to be. So I use maybe the side of my leg as a little bit of a guide. So I'm always going to be giving the reward right next to my leg. That ensures that my dog learns through consistency that the food is always going to come to him right by my side. So it pays for him to be right there. Yeah. Now, when I am walking with my dog, there are a couple of criteria that need to be met in order for my dog to get rewarded. So let me switch the leash over to my actual dog here. So the first rule is the leash needs to be loose. So they can't be pulling on the leash. I am holding the leash shorter, right? I have my excess here. So it is short, but it's loose. There's slack in the leash. So number one, I need a loose leash. Number two, I want my dog to be in this area next to me, generally by my side. He doesn't have to be glued to my side, but odds are, if that's where all of the treats are happening, that's where he's going to end up being. But he needs to be generally in this area by my side. That's number two. Number three is that he cannot be jumping up at my hand for a treat, because I don't want to reward and reinforce my dog for jumping up and being very pushy about getting the food. So my dog has to be staying on the ground. And rule number four is that we must both be moving. If all of those are happening, if all of those are correct, then I will reward my dog. So let's see what that might look like. So rule number one, my leash is loose. Number two, my dog is next to me. Number three, he's not jumping. And number four, we are moving. Can you try that again? Good. If my dog gets out of position, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm either just going to use a hand target or a treat to lure him back to my side where I want him, and then we can start again, right? So when I practice loose leash walking, I like to practice a couple different ways, because part of it is just about getting the mechanics down and getting the motion, figuring out how to treat and hold the leash and what I'm doing with my hands. So my first step is practicing without the dog. I will just take the leash, I can hold it how I like it, and I will clip the leash to the side of my pants to mimic where my dog would be while we're moving. I know it feels very silly, but it is a big help to just practice those mechanics. Once I feel comfortable handling the leash and feel more comfortable with the mechanics of loose leash walking and what to do with my hands, then I can add in in my dog. So I also like to make it a little bit easier to practice though. So I might be inside the house or in a fenced in yard or somewhere where I can safely take my dog off leash. That way I can toss the leash to the side and just worry about the dog. So I am eliminating the whole factor of holding the leash, which makes it a little bit easier just to focus on where my dog is and where I am placing the treats. So I can lure him right to my side, get him in the position where I want, and then we're gonna walk. And I'm gonna feed while he's walking right next to me.